you know, it's good that they're having this conversation, but we're specifically watching the glazing of you out of 1 hour and 17 minutes. Yeah, we're gonna move on from all the glaze. Okay, sorry. We should only look at people calling me a fucking piece of shit. We should only watch people say, Hasan, you're my enemy. You're a bad guy. You did the adpocalypse. Blah 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 blah. All this fucking shit. Instead, I know a lot of the drama perverts are in here looking for that. Here, apparently, Asmongold personally fucking took credit for it. I don't know why.
I want to say, like, obviously, to all the streamers that are looking at me and blaming me, I want to say you're welcome. I know your viewers have been complaining a lot about the amount of ads you've been running, and I wanted to help your viewers out. I'm trying to help them. And so, like, I mean, let's be real. You gonna go down to making 100K and not 200K a year? Too bad.
Dude, if I were to say some shit like this, I would literally get fucking crucified. Straight up. Like, if I were to say some shit like this, people would literally execute me. They'd come to my house and kill me on camera. 100%. Like, what you can get away... Hold on. What you can get away with saying if you are well liked by, like, the apolitical voices online is pretty crazy. Okay? No, I'm not even joking when I say, like... I'm not joking when I say, like, if I were to say some shit like that, no one would consider it to be funny at all. Because, like, while I don't run ads and I'm not fond of ads, as demonstrated by the fact that the 2 contracts I had the minimum available ads that I could run. There's dudes out there running 22 minutes an hour. I'm running, in my first contract, I ran 1 minute of ads. In my second contract, I ran 4 minutes of ads. And I basically used, like, the minimum amount. I'm saying this because I'm demonstrating that I'm not exactly fond of running ads myself. And I stopped running them once my contract was over regardless. Like, even I still, regardless of the fact that I hate ads, I still recognize that, like, this is a revenue stream for a lot of small streamers. Okay? It's not the guy making, you know, $200,000 a year that ends up making $100,000 a year that you're thinking about. You're thinking about the guy who was making $35,000 or $40,000 a year, who's now making $10,000 a year. Like, that's it. So, like, these are small streamers who want to make a living, who are, you know, fantastic, creative, and on the precipice of making it. And I think, like, it really fucks them over. Make sure you apologize to everyone and say you love them. Otherwise, Dan S.'s army is going to clip this and send it to the streamer and say you're trying to start beef with them. No, I this is what I was saying earlier, like a couple days prior. I was like, Asmongold, you're playing with fire. Like, hyping up these fucking losers. Do you see what I mean? This is what I was talking about. Like, These guys have been doing an endless brigade for the past 4 years, and now they finally, it's not over like anti-white racism, but they finally found something that at least, like, there are organizations with institutional legitimacy like the ADL that are wild enough to fucking take on this cause because they want to squash any kind of anti-Israel commentary. They want to stop any kind of anti-Israel commentary, and they are willing to say that it's anti-Semitic even if they don't agree with it, really, or even if there's no academic consensus on the matter. And they did it, and most advertisers, and the way I see it, most advertisers basically are afraid of any kind of controversy, any kind of dissent, right? And this doesn't require additional examination for them. They're like, oh, enough emails were sent to us, so we're just gonna fucking we'll put it on halt. Like, that's a very normal process. I worked in advertising. I know how it works. So basically, like, this is a brief period of revenue decline, it seems, as like content creators are talking about it. And it's really fucking frustrating because, like, it doesn't even really impact me because I don't care about the loss of revenue from not running ads. You know what I mean? That doesn't bother me at all. My my entire career revolves, or I decline advertising like regularly. I've declined very famously numerous ads from big ass sponsors that were willing to give me $1 million fucking dollars, $800,000 for a fucking poker tournament, shit like that, on a regular fucking basis. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, I'm so sick, I'm so great. Okay, there was a period in time when I used to urge people to use ad blockers until Twitch was like, you can't say that. What the fuck's wrong with you? You have a contract and you can't openly urge people to use an ad blocker to avoid the ads. So the unfortunate reality is, like, normally these sorts of internet brigades, when they were done back in the Gamergate days, they would go after someone's sponsors, right? And that was like a big thing. Other content creators would be like, whoa, wait a minute, you can't touch someone's bag like that. That's really fucked up. There was discourse like around Keemstar, if you guys recall, way back in the day. But because I don't have like long-standing sponsors and they can't fucking take that out, they chose to literally go after the entire platform that I'm on by going to every advertiser and mass blasting them with fucking emails and openly saying that they were going to brigade every single fucking advertiser. And it's not like hidden. This is not a secret, right? This is not a secret at all. This is not something that they were like doing behind the shadows. They were doing this very openly. Destiny's community did this very openly for months and months and months on end. So that's it. What is this good TikTok? Oh yeah, I watched this morning.
People hate him so much. Like, genuine.
That's the way I see it.
I made a video a long time ago.
That's where I'm at. So I want to say, like, obviously,
Why do Twitter
to all the streamers that
Why does Twitter autoplay? Yeah, it's not just me. They attack everyone that associates with me as well.
Hate him so much. Like, genuine question, because I made a video a long time ago where I said that he's hot because, I mean, he's hot. Your girl speaks the truth. And the only people in my comment section were, like, you know, talking about him and coming at me for saying he's hot. You would think this man is, like, the spawn of Satan. Like, they were acting like he is the devil reincarnated or something, and I don't understand why. Some people were like, oh my gosh, like, you support him, like, he's anti-Semitic. And of course, when they said that, I was shocked, so I tried to find what they were referring to, and I genuinely cannot find any evidence of him being anti-Semitic. So either they're confusing anti-Semitism with anti-Zionism, which are two very different things, or they're just, like, straight up hallucinating or something, I don't know. Other people were saying that, like, he hates women, that he's misogynistic, and things like that, and again, I can't find evidence of him being misogynistic. Like, I don't know what they're referring to. And look, do I agree with every single thing Hasan Piker has ever said? Probably not. I don't know every single thing he's ever said. I don't watch him obsessively, I just think he's hot. And I do tend to agree with the takes that I've seen from him. I think he covered the election very well, and the genocide in Gaza. I really appreciate his coverage on that. Aside from that, like, I don't, like, obsessively watch his stuff, so I don't know. But it's really weird when people come into my comment section and are like, oh, he's anti-Semitic, he hates women, he's misogynistic. And then I watch his videos, and he's just like, yeah, I think everyone deserves healthcare. And, you know, like, a livable wage. And I'm just like, what are you guys referring to? Like, are you guys watching the same stuff that I'm watching? Like, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? I think my favorite criticism, though, was when people started saying that he's a fake socialist because, like, he bought an expensive house. And I feel like if that's your problem with him, that just shows a real lack of, like, critical thinking skills. Because it's like, if he's wealthy, it's because he's a Twitch streamer. You know, like, he's not exploiting anybody. People are just, like, voluntarily subscribing to him.
No, you don't understand.
It's not like he has a ton of work.
He has zitters locked up in a basement. You don't get it.
That he exploits and, like, you know, doesn't pay well. And also, of course, he has an expensive house. He lives in Los Angeles. Having a house that costs a couple of $1 million in Los Angeles isn't that insane to me. I don't know, I just don't get it. And look, I mean, even if, like, he has a political opinion that I don't agree with, I don't think that makes him the devil. Of course, unless it's like, oh, I don't think these people should have human rights or something.
Yeah.
But if it's about human rights, you can't just agree to disagree on that. But if he has, like, a normal political opinion that I just, you know, don't agree with, I don't think that makes him, like, the worst human being ever. I don't think that means that you have to, like, you know, block him, never watch his stuff again, never support him, and, like, completely disassociate from him. I do think that you don't have to agree with every single thing someone says to still appreciate their content and, you know, think that they're a generally good person. But still, at the end of the day, I don't know Hasan Piker personally. I don't know if he's a good person or not. All I said was that he was hot and the internet came after me. But one thing him and I do agree on is our complete disdain for Bill Maher. Yes. And I mean, an enemy of my enemy is my friend, so...
Let's go. That's right. Respect. Men are pissed because women like you and is raising the bar for them not to be shitty men who actually treat them like human beings. Yeah, but like it automatically raises the bar in the way that you seem if you just treated women like I'm not expecting people to fucking run around and like become card carrying male feminists that love like Andrea Dworkin or whatever. I just treat people like people. That's all I say always, okay? Treat women in the same exact way that you would treat men. This is my argument always. I always say be normal, be fucking normal, be normal, be normal, be normal, be normal. And the disdain that so many people have automatically for mischecked his ad revenue and there was zero difference. I don't know what's going on.
It doesn't look like it. So this is my charts for ad revenue. So the white line is ads, the yellow line is Twitch Turbo, and these are subscribers. And these are Peach's tits. So I'm pretty sure that I haven't. The white is ad revenue. To show you how much money my money is ads, this will show you what's going to happen if I lose. Is this white? What is this? Purple? Pink?
What is he, fucking colorblind? He said white? Yeah. I think people just didn't realize that their contracts are over. I don't know. I think that for some people, it's like, wait, what? Megan Thee Stallion? This is Glorilla. What is happening? Why can't I fucking... whatever. No, because it's not ads. It's tags that get demonetized, like Iran, political money, political, etc. Yeah. Miz did call for all politics streamers to get banned. Yeah, dude, he's farming. Okay, it's like he's not being serious, and I hate that. Like one of the worst aspects of online content is just like people take insincerity as serious. What is this? If political discourse should be banned, then tell your little freak of nature friend Hasan to stop talking about DEI in video games and to stop exploiting political tensions to keep up his views. Yeah, like he's 100p farming here to get on LSF in a positive manner. And people will then turn around and just like take it super seriously. And it's very obvious that he's being sarcastic, but then people yell at him on my end. And people on the other side, some of the worst people online, some of the worst people on the fucking platforms will quite literally be like, he's right. He's fucking right. He's so right. And it's like, dude, no one is being sincere here. If political streamers get no more ads, the only you and Asma will be streaming politics. It hurts small streamers mostly. This is the only effect of this. Exactly. He said this afterwards, the clip.
It is so easy to farm. My God.
Yeah, that's it. All you need to do is say Hasan bad, and you will get to the top of the LSF leaderboard every single time. Like, that's it.
It's so easy. I said one thing. What are they saying?
58 minutes, 700 upvotes, 180
so
comments.
Easy, boys. Miss all the opportunity to chime in and farm easy fun free.
Yeah, no, he really means it. Yeah, it's like funny because it's like, it's funny to think that like, yeah, these guys who I hang out with and these people that I like just played basketball with, like this, literally he got hosted after the basketball game that we played where he was on my team and he says it sincerely. And for a lot of people, for most people, they don't care about the context. They don't care about the nuance. Hasan, it's funny how you were talking about irrelevant topics right now. Hasan can't respond to my arguments. He knows he will get banned. Yeah, I'm not talking about, what is this? Hasan, I know something that will make Twitch ban you. You're not a real leftist. If you were, you would be poor because he's rich. Hasan is also a better man than them. What? What are you saying? Okay, man. What is this? TikTok?
Put the fear of God in me when I first saw her. I prayed it all away, and so now I'm not gay. And the sinner's gonna say that our love is fake.
That's what. Yeah, that's right. That's real.
It's like an earthquake.
Heterosexuality. Got my beer in my truck and my girls with me. Heterosexuality. Stand by my man, it's the American dream.
Now that's what I call conversion therapy. This is like,
I mean, those guys are not being serious. That's a meme, but I don't know if this guy took it seriously or not. But that's extremely my shit. The Grok mind virus has infected your PC. It's true. If advertisers are really pulling out, what do you think Twitch should actually do? I don't think advertisers are really pulling out. If anything, I don't know if there's like a serious loss of revenue for streamers. Some are reporting that there's a serious loss of revenue for streamers. Others are reporting that there isn't, like Miskiv was saying. So I don't know, and I'm the worst person to ask because I don't run ads in general, so it doesn't matter to me. And I'm on the politics content side anyway. Having said that, I mean, if you want to know where it came from, this is it. Like, for those confused on what's happening, this was HasanAbi Productions who posted this, and I retweeted it last night. For those confused on what's happening, Destiny's community has been engaged in a mass harassment campaign against Hasan by spamming emails to Twitch's advertisers and the ADL, accusing him of anti-Semitism. Twitch made these changes following their public pressure. Now, this was just one aspect of it, where they were doing a mass letter campaign to CNN because they heard me offhandedly mention. They heard me offhandedly mention that I'm doing a piece with CNN. Here's some emails, an example template. It's preferred if you deviate from it as much as possible. Subject, urgent concern regarding upcoming appearance with Hasan Piker, and then a whole bunch of emails. Dear CNN, I'm writing to bring an urgent concern to your attention regarding an upcoming appearance scheduled with Hasan Piker. It has come to my attention that Hasan Piker is known for promoting anti-Semitic views and expressing support for terrorism-related activities. Oh, bro, please get a job, brother. Get a job, dog. That's crazy. They have brigading email templates, man. And they sent, like, remember when I went to USC to speak on USC campus? And they received 27,000 emails demanding that I don't speak at USC campus. I didn't promote it on purpose, knowing that that would happen. And yet they found out about it and immediately fucking blasted it, right? And I don't even know if that was what happened. Why are people saying F? Uh-oh. I don't know. I don't know where, like, that could have been like a campus Zionist organization, or it could have been like DG as well. Mini F. It's not on my end, but I'm also, you have to remember, I'm using shit. I'm beaming this to Alveus, so it's like it might be on their it might be on their end, maybe. Gray screen popped up, Mini F, all good. Screen turned gray for a second, no sound. Okay. But yeah, they do like bot emails and stuff like this, and it's like pretty, I mean, this is like a pretty consistent way that people do it. Haas, you can't use the Z word. No, you can say Zionist, like when talking about it as a political. Oh, I just saw that. I just saw that it went gray for a second. I saw it happen again. Hold on. Let me hit up space real quick. Hold on. But yeah, so I mean, here it is. Here's Destiny's community bragging on their subreddit about their mass emailing campaign. They accuse Hasan of anti-Semitism and promoting terrorism because he denounces the genocide in Gaza. I got a response from ADL too. We will be meeting with Twitch to address the situation. Meetings piling up. Casey, better clear your schedule. Do not stop. The digital Holocaust will be stopped, and it will be liberals who do it. And it's like additionally crazy because the guy who's leading the charge has embraced neo-Nazis like Nick Fuentes, even bragged about giving him a platform to spew his anti-Semitism to 14,000 viewers. Some highlights from their debate. Also later went out for chicken and waffles and ice cream. Just a reminder that Nick Fuentes is a neo-Nazi that has previously called for Jews to be executed. Not only that, but also, he has collaborated with numerous neo-Nazis and the like. And people will go, oh, he just like debated them. But the reality is he wasn't debating Lauren Southern always. He was like openly fucking elevating, openly talking about how he was helping her revamp her career. So it's just, Divorcelli also said he respected Myron. Yeah, he's like collaborated. He collaborated consistently with like, straightforward Holocaust deniers and stuff. He did that with, what do you call it? Yeah, he did that with Myron Sneeko. He went so far as to ban members of his community who called Nick Fuentes a neo-Nazi. He like debated not calling Nick Fuentes a neo-Nazi regularly. Admitted that he propped him up after they had a falling out. So, and it's not just that. They're like going after members that work at Twitch. Like they're combing through all of the social media profiles of people that work at Twitch and trying to once again like recreate this narrative that Twitch has this secret anti-Semitic tendency and it's actually out in the open now or anything like that. And the reality of the matter is they don't necessarily care about anti-Semitism. They just know that anti-Semitism is a good vehicle, like falsely smearing people of anti-Semitism, especially when the ultimate goal of the organizations they're working with is to censor people who are critical of Israel's apartheid and genocide. They have found like a pretty decent avenue of making a little bit of noise, I think. And they're doing this in broad daylight. They're openly doing this brigading on Reddit. They're openly doing this brigading in Discord servers. They're openly doing this brigading in a cynical fashion. They've personally recognized that they're doing this cynically because they want to quote unquote win. And that's what it is when you get a bunch of nihilistic neets to unleash all of their anger and resentment towards a platform. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, they harass journalists who mention me in their writing. They harass every single person with the sole purpose of, like, I think, trying to stop people from collaborating with me. And most people don't give a shit. So then they get more mad. Do you think the majority of people sending these emails on behalf of D realize they're lying or they themselves are duped? I think some people are duped, but most of the people... I think most of the people are doing it because they just want to fight. Like, this is like a fun thing for them. Yeah. What is this? I guarantee they don't care about D's edgy racist jokes like the one he tried with Adam Friedland, and Adam made it so awkward for him.
Isn't that what we're supposed to be?
I don't know anything, brother. I don't know anything about streams. I didn't even know I was on a stream right now.
Okay, it's not really so much that I'm like an Israel guy. I just like really hate Arabs, and that's like the easiest way to kind of show it. So,
was that another joke? Oy vey. Save that for the stage. Don't forget to tip your bartenders, huh?
We'll do it. Okay.
Anyway, I'm happy to.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's trying to do an edgy racist joke, but the problem is he does hate Arabs. So it's like it doesn't work as a haha, I'm exaggerating and I'm being silly, because, there are many moments where he has openly said the weird ass bullshit. And, you know, his track record on the matter kind of showcases what his true disdain looks like. So he called him the personification of Reddit. He is. He is the personification of Reddit. And his community is too. Anyway. Alyssa Mercante can testify on their insanity. Yeah, I saw this earlier. Several weeks ago, they spammed Kotaku staff, and Geo editorial leadership. They need hobbies. Yeah. You can't say something racist and over the top if people have real suspicions of you racist. Yeah. People that hate you so passionately. Normal people who might hate you see this shit and go, bro, these people are mentally and all the cool guys fuck with the sun. I guess there's no real reason to hate. To a certain degree. I think most people just don't care. Most people don't care. They have their fucking lives, you know? They're working. Why the fuck would you give a shit about the optics of like some random dumbass Twitch streamer? And I'm referencing myself, okay? I totally understand. And I said this to Ethan back in the day. Remember when people were like canceling me for buying a house, right? What was the thing I had a conversation with Ethan on? It was one of the first episodes of Leftovers where I was like, Ethan, I think it's one, healthy for people. It's one, healthy for people to you know, not have or have some level of distaste for rich people, okay? That's a healthy attitude to have. I think it's misguided when directed towards someone like myself, but it's okay, right? Overall, I get it. And two, if you recall back then, I said this to him. I was like, listen, people have shit-ass lives. They have shitty-ass fucking jobs. If they see something that doesn't like fit right, when they see someone who's like been... When they've been taught their whole lives that like socialism means you have to live an ascetic lifestyle, that you have to live in fucking poverty. That's what it means. You can't, like, it's directly at odds to have any sort of wealth whatsoever and be socialist. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like when they have that kind of attitude, and they see someone be that, you know, that become that meme in their eyes because they just don't really think about it further. I don't even fault them for fucking despising me. Okay? I don't fault people for despising me if all they see is like out of context clips. And that's it. You know what I mean? And I truly do believe that. Like, I understand if that's the only thing you see, if that is the only fucking thing you see, like, are just clips out of context, you're gonna fucking develop a distaste. And there's not much you can do about it. You know, it is what it is.
Are you keen on this opportunity for you?
Yeah, this is a huge move in the world for me. I've been really excited to grow my career for a long time, and this opportunity is
my God.
I've been dying
you're like,
for.
You're like the personification of like Reddit.
How? No.
That's like yes, you are. You're like a guy that's like just getting it. Oh my gosh, now I understand you.
Oh, really? Okay.
This is what you are. Yeah. Oh, great. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Is that how a less funny version of Nick would perceive me?
That's how you sound, brother.
Okay. Well, all right.
Oh, listen, everyone's a less funny version of Nick. Don't worry about that.
That was a great retort. I mean, it's true. Nick is very funny.
But I'm significantly less funny. That's true. We should make this an open and shut debate. Don't worry about it.
It'll be good. It'll be fun. All right.
Yeah. You'll be punching down.
That's saying a lot because I'm apparently a midget. So if you're shorter than me in real life, it's gonna look real bad for you. You'll see when you see me, I guess.
How tall are you?
People say 5'2".
5'2"?
Yeah.
Oh man, there's no way I could lose to a 5'2".
We'll see.
No, if I do, it'll break my heart.
Oh yeah, I saw this one. I posted about this too.
Hide. I strategically place myself in areas where he can't hurt me. You know?
Sounds like hiding to me. Listen,
Well.
as a Jew, I understand hiding quite well. It's one of our specialties.
Oh, that's why you live in Brooklyn instead of Israel or whatever, huh?
What is that supposed to mean?
You're hiding from your true calling, save your country, by being an American Jew.
My country?
A diasporoid. Yes.
Oh, don't start with that.
Ugh, diasporoid. Ugh. It's just like, dude, when you this is the type of language that you use when you think fucking, you know, Pole is just peak humor, okay? That's it. And I've been known to say, like, I've been known to use the oid jokingly as well. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just so, it's not even Reddit incarnate. It's fucking Pole incarnate. Bro, we got to update your watch collection. I don't have watches. I only have an Apple Watch. I don't wear watches. I don't care about it. I care about tracking my calories.
I don't like that. Anyway, but we don't have to talk about that crap. What do you say? First of all, what do you think Brooklyn is? I'm literally in the Jewish state right now.
Do you think that? Oh, okay.
What do
you should tell Hamas so they stop attacking the wrong place. Listen, we'll do an in-person show. Okay, it'll be.
What does that even mean? Was that an attempt at a joke? Jeez, Louise, I didn't even know it was this. Are you like in Israel? You're an Israel guy.
No, I'm in Miami Beach. That's like the second.
You're not Jewish,
place.
But you're an Israel guy.
I'm a neocon, right? Isn't that what we're supposed to be?
I don't know anything, brother. I don't know anything about streams.
He's like trying to have the thing about Adam is that, like, I mean, obviously he's not taking anything seriously, and he's like trying to have like a humorous, normal conversation. And Destiny is like so clearly just like debate mode. He's trying to be funny in his own way, but also simultaneously he just like can't turn it off. One thing that people say about me all the fucking time is like, oh, Hasan, we're not talking about politics. You're like a really chill guy. Okay. And yeah, sure. Maybe some people have political disagreements with me. Okay. It is what it is. There's not much I can do. Right. But like, I'm not like when I have a conversation with Bradley Martin, I'm not like fucking, I must do an Omega own on this person. You know what I mean? Like, just be fucking normal. That's the same shit. That's the same shit for Destiny too. Be fucking normal, dog. What the hell's wrong with you? But he can't. He's just like perma stuck in fucking debate brain.
No, I was on the stream right now.
Okay, it's not really so much I'm like an Israel guy. I just like really hate Arabs, and that's like the easiest way to kind of show it. So
was that another?
Adam Friedland trolls D in awkward call, calls him unfunny, in parentheses Hasan's friend. Yeah, I saw.
Joke? Oy vey. Save that for the stage. Don't forget to tip your bartenders, huh?
We'll do it. Okay.
Dude, what? He straight up said he's a neocon? No, dude, he's just like being he's trying to be sarcastic, chat. He's trying to be sarcastic. You're just not reading it because you have an understandable like resentment towards him for all the things that I have talked about so far, or if you probably saw his perspective on many of these instances. Like, the problem is it's not landing. It's not landing because his vibes are fucking awful. That's what the problem is.
Also,
what is this?
I'm giving you a low conviction take, 10%, because I could be wrong. So I'll reevaluate. I used to say American Muslims are super chill. We have like the best Muslims. Now I'm kind of wondering if, because I remember my time in Palestine, my time in Israel. I wonder if it's just European Muslims that are crazy. Because I saw somebody write a comment on Reddit where they were like, Muslims in Europe are crazier than Muslims in the Middle East. And I'm like, that might be true, actually. Because how do you have 2 million Arabs living in Israel that seem to be relatively chill? What's going on here? And what the fuck? What's happening there? I don't know, man. But
yeah, he is literally Reddit personified. But I mean, this is the peak.
Very, very clear here. I want to be very, very, very clear here because people seem to misunderstand this. People don't get this. Destiny's joke borders pretty hard on Islamophobia. I am Islamophobic and I hate Islam. I'm an atheist. Yes. I will make Islamophobic jokes because I do hate Islam and I am Islamophobic. Very, very clear here.
The replies demonstrating exactly her point about his community. Brittany Simon, let's finally talk about Destiny, misogynist, cheater, rape apologist. I don't know who this is. Rent due, how are you this sad of a loser? Bert, this is not a level 5 post, this is level 1 vibes. I don't know who this person is. I don't know what's going on here. But the vibes are fucking bad. The vibes on Destiny and his community is just always so fucking bad. Former Orbiter. Yeah, that's also another thing that I'm just like annoyed by. Like there's his own community and like the associated fan channels within his community like openly call themselves Orbiters. And it just like doesn't, I don't know. What's there to game with such outrageous opinions? Has to be low IQ or on the spectrum? First of all, no. The opinions are bold and out of control because there is something to game with that. There are plenty of people who also have those opinions, and they love hearing someone at least sound convincing with those opinions. They want to hear a nerdy guy because on the inverse of that, you have Tectone, who had this take, right? Let's take a look at Tectone. 2,000 upvotes.
That is insane. I'm put next to a literal terrorist. A literal terrorist, man. How is this even possible? How is that possible?
Yeah. Why didn't you deck him? I didn't even know that he had said this stuff, but it's just crazy because, like, Jesus Christ, why am I still in this org? Being put on the same level as Hasan is fucking insane. I'm way worse. No.
So what terrorist groups you support, my guy? All of them. Yep. All.
So, like I was saying, there's a lot of people who are looking for someone to make more convincing arguments than Tectone. And I think that Destiny offers, with his unearned confidence, a way to make it seem as though, you can have these opinions and come across as intelligent. That's why a lot of his fans who try to channel his energy oftentimes fail to do so. And that's it. Yeah, I don't really care. Yeah, people say, why do people tolerate anti-Arab racism? It can't just be because of the State Department propaganda. Bro, they're actually suffering from real cognitive dissonance. Not even a full day after your election stream, they were saying you fell off and would even be a deorbiter again. He gets more views than you. Yeah. I don't really care about what Tectone had to say. But Allah gave you a lot of patience, it seems, brother. If you can't have patience speaking out against American atrocities or atrocities that America's allies commit, there's not anything you can do about it. You know what I mean? There is very few. There are very few avenues in that situation. There's not really much I can do. There's not really anything I can do. You just got to keep doing the thing, doing the damn thing, be apolitical. This was out of context. He's making fun of a chatter for saying this. You are literally falling for a clip chimp. I mean, okay. He did play Twitcher terrorist, so it's not necessarily shocking that I would consider him to think I'm actually a terrorist. But guys, This was a joke being spammed on my chat, saying my ranked the same as a literal terrorist. Tech Tone is the Bin Laden of gotcha. Guys, I disagree with a lot of things Hasan has said and done in the past, but to pretend this clip is my true feelings is insane. Have you ever received this much Islamophobia in the past? People are getting real comfortable as if it's 2001. I wasn't here, so I don't know. I was a child, and I was also not in the United States of America in that stage, at that early stage. So, but here, let's do it. BadEmpanada, genocide defenders get even worse. He is talking about Lonerbox here, liberal Zionism, and the like. I'm going to go pee real quick, and then we'll continue.
Is what you and your disgusting cronies specifically tried to avoid. It's why you got so angry at Mehdi Hasan for taking a list of crimes and putting them all together to make a broader argument about what Israel is doing in Gaza and why they are doing it. Oh, and one thing that I forgot to mention in the previous section, after Lonerbox got done rehashing that argument about IDF soldiers shooting each other, he then went on to do amateur forensic analysis of the x-rays of the children with bullets in their heads. Those x-rays, by the way, which the New York Times said they had corroborated with actual pictures of the injuries, which they did not publish because they considered them too graphic to show. I personally think they should have published them, because then idiots like this wouldn't be able to try to deny them in this way, but they didn't. So he goes on to do his own little amateur forensic analysis of those x-rays, and he started claiming that they were either fake or that they were misleadingly presented. Basically the same conspiracy theory that pro-Israel propagandists were doing immediately after their release, claiming that the evidence is false. So he was actually engaging in genocide denial that is significantly worse, I would say, than the rest of the genocide denial that he was engaging in there, which probably helps about IDF soldiers shooting each other. He then went on to do amateur forensic analysis of the x-rays of the children with bullets in their heads. Those x-rays, by the way, which the New York Times said they had corroborated with actual pictures of the injuries, which they did not publish because they considered them too graphic to show. I personally think they should have published them, because then idiots like this wouldn't be able to try to deny them in this way, but they didn't. So he goes on to do his own little amateur forensic analysis of those x-rays, and he started claiming that they were either fake or that they were misleadingly presented. Basically the same conspiracy theory that pro-Israel propagandists were doing immediately after their release, claiming that the evidence is false. So he was actually engaging in genocide denial that is significantly worse, I would say, than the rest of the genocide denial that he was engaging in there, which probably helps to explain why he privated the VOD. Previously, it was like apologism, and now it was like outright him looking at the forensic evidence and trying desperately to find something wrong with it so that he could claim that it was fake. You know, the whole Pallywood thing. And let's not lose sight of the disgustingness of this, by the way. As I said, this is a pattern of conduct that he and many others, especially his best pal Destiny, have exhibited for a very, very long time, of this desperate, immediate desire to apologize for the genocide in Gaza, to whitewash what Israel is doing. It's not simply a guy having a bad take once or twice that doesn't make any sense. It is a guy who is very clearly desperate to apologize for the genocide, and that is what he's doing. That's why he's doing this. Okay, so after that, he then skipped past most of the rest of the video, like the part where I called him out for lying and saying that the 40 beheaded babies genocide propaganda wasn't spread by Israel itself, and I proved that wrong and showed that it actually was. He then also skipped over Destiny spreading the Pallywood conspiracy theory, and he also skipped over his response to Mehdi Hasan, where he said that even if all of the instances that Mehdi Hasan was citing to say that Israel was committing genocide in Gaza were true, that wouldn't say anything about whether the overall Israeli military campaign was justified or not. I already dealt with those talking points in my original video. I'm not going to rehash them here. But Lonerbox skipped all of that, and he skipped right to the very last point, my very last response to him, which was in regards to this clip, and I will play it again here.
I will happily support this pin because I support the release of all the hostages and
Chat BBT, hey, been watching you for a while with different account. Boosting BadEmpanada is gross and worse than anything you accused D of with respect to Fuentes stepping out of the community now. I'm sorry to see you go, my friend. Yeah. What? Dude, I got destroyed on a certain subreddit for saying that you never said BadEmpanada was a good guy. Please say that he's unhinged. It's ironic that people are saying this because I have repeatedly said BadEmpanada is unhinged, and that the only thing I've seen of him are some of his YouTube essays. And ultimately, regardless of how unhinged he is, his YouTube essays are in an entirely different planet. Like, they exist as a standalone product. BadEmpanada has literally fucking beefed with me. If you consider him to be as bad as Nicholas Fuentes, you are out of your dang mind. I have never seen anything that he has said that is anywhere nearly remotely as bad as Nicholas Fuentes. Nicholas Fuentes is literally a Holocaust-denying anti-Semite. That's so funny. What the fuck? So you love him and agree with everything he says? I don't know enough about many of his positions to say that, but I genuinely am confused as to why someone would do that. Boosting keep singing, I will vote por Donald Trump is beyond the pale. Stepping out to smoke my bong now. I know. Anyway. New marching orders are trying to slander BadEmpanada. Yeah. He is definitely super fucking unhinged, especially when he has a Twitter account. I feel like he gets banned quite frequently. But all right, let's continue.
Let me finish. And I support the release of thousands of Palestinian detainees being raped and tortured and children. Do you support that? Let's wear it together. Do you support
BadEmpanada said bombing Tel Aviv would be chill since you'd be killing veterans and not civilians. He's a weirdo. I vehemently disagree with that take. I don't agree with that at all. As a matter of fact, I've routinely criticized people saying shit like that. I don't know in what context he said something like that. He might have been talking about like how bombing Gaza for Hamas soldiers, saying that you're bombing Hamas soldiers is inappropriate in a similar vein to saying bombing Tel Aviv would be inappropriate, or maybe he does believe it. I don't know, but that's not what we're talking about. He is hinged, not unhinged.
Young, do you support the release of Palestinians?
I do not support,
do you support
the release of terrorists.
Of Palestinian children? Do you support the release of Palestinian children?
Why is he? Oh God, what a fucking creep, man! Again, you can talk about the unlawfulness.
Those tweets were fake. He showed proof in his latest video. What is it? You should probably talk about BadEmpanada's new video. Not really. I don't care. I care about like the stuff that he's talking about with respect to, people defending genocide. I care about like a lot of his. I care about his well-sourced arguments when it comes to stuff like this. I suspect that he's probably. I assume he's like being slandered with the the pedophile thing, right? I don't think he said that. I don't even think he had a Twitter account at the time to be able to say such a thing. Anyway, I feel like the real reason why people are doing this is because they're trying to stop me from watching this video, which I'm going to. I'm not going to address this any longer.
Of the imprisoning, but like the Palestinians who are imprisoned in Israeli centers are not imprisoned like randomly.
Of thousands of Palestinian detainees being raped and tortured and children. Do you support?
So Lonerbox's response to my criticism here was to first say that he was laughing not at the Palestinian prisoners being put into concentration camps and tortured and raped and all that, and that he didn't make those excuses for that because he thinks the prisoners deserve it, but rather because he was talking about prisoners from the West Bank, not Gaza. Now that is simply not true because Mehdi Hasan was clearly talking about Gaza. You know, he was talking about Palestinian prisoners being tortured. He was talking about them being raped. He was very clearly referring to stories regarding Palestinian prisoners being tortured and raped in Israeli concentration camps near Gaza, not prisoners from the West Bank. So that is just a lie. I mean, everyone knows what he was referring to there. Nonetheless, his talking point is simply a lie because, for one, to claim that prisoners from the West Bank are being kept by Israel on some sort of valid basis is a crock of horseshit in the first place because Israel is an occupier and it has no right to enforce the law in the West Bank. Two, because obviously the rulings of Israeli courts cannot be trusted regarding Palestinians. And three, because Israel has something called administrative detention, which they implement in the occupied West Bank to justify them kidnapping Palestinians and keeping them in prison with no charge whatsoever. Allow me to cite a video that explains this. It's on Lonerbox's channel.
So this is why I always thought Lonerbox was like not necessarily a fucking super pro-Israel guy, because the person speaking in this video is Beast Process, and he's fantastic. He's a fantastic content creator, and that's the reason why I was always shocked. Like, now this is from a couple years ago, and I remember watching this video, and it's an incredibly well sourced, well put together. Well, I understand that you're claiming that D-Bag said, I'm not even going to repeat that as satire. Take 5 seconds to think if you would ever satirically say that. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. And I think it's weird that he said it even as in a satirical fashion. And the only reason why he said it in a satirical capacity is because he thinks that that kind of edgy shit is funny. But anyway, this is like a very well sourced. That video is liberal Zionism. No, I don't think like apartheid in Israel and Palestine, like openly recognizing the Israeli apartheid is like necessarily a liberal Zionist position. No, I don't think so. I don't think liberal Zionists recognize that. There are liberal Zionists in Israel who are against West Bank settlements, but it's in a similar vein to our liberals here in America that are openly posturing about like the horrifying things that Donald Trump is inevitably going to do to the Muslim population and how much they're fantasizing about that. It's like they are the ones who will carry out this vicious violence, and liberals can still morally posture as though they're against it. But it's in many instances just basically lip service. But it's not liberal Zionism. Liberal Zionism does not go to the lengths of saying that like there is an apartheid in Israel.
Administrative detentions are arrests and detainments that occur with no charge, no due process, and which could potentially be maintained indefinitely. They are based on secret evidence and are done for security reasons. Palestinians have the right to appeal these detentions, but as mentioned, they and their lawyers do not have access to what the actual charges being raised against them even are.
So yes, Israel would and regularly does kidnap Palestinians from the West Bank on no basis at all. Lonerbox was like, what, you think they would just, take people for no reason at all? There must be a reason for it. Well, there's a video on your channel that literally says that, and I mean, it's proven that they do that regularly, even in the West Bank. But Mehdi wasn't talking about the West Bank. He was talking about Gaza, and that is a deflection in the first place, because you know that your reaction there is indefensible in the context of what Mehdi was actually talking about. So no, I don't buy that. I 100% genuinely believe that you were laughing at Palestinian prisoners being raped and tortured, being kidnapped from Gaza, raped and tortured. And your response was an attempt to justify that specifically, because that's what Mehdi was clearly talking about. You heard him talking about torture, rape, etc. very clearly. And your reaction to that was to say, what, you think Israel would just imprison them and do that to them with no reason? It's impossible to disconnect your reaction from what was actually said, what the thing that you were responding to was, which was not just talking about imprisonment, but also torture and rape. Lonerbox then attempted to deflect from that by bringing up a clip that him and people like him have been spreading recently of Hasan supposedly laughing at what he called raped Jewish women. I will play that clip here.
October 7, 1,200 people were massacred. Many young people who were simply attending a music festival. Women were horribly raped. As I said then, I say today, Israel has a right to defend itself. We would.
Okay, so let's compare these two moments. One, Hasan was laughing at a woman bringing up the supposed mass rape by Hamas of Israeli women on October 7th.
I'm not even laughing. I'm fucking cringing. What are we microanalyzing here? There are other clips where I'm like, there are other clips that these, is that the clip that people are using? That's not even a laugh. Why? Dude, oh my God. We need to, we need to figure out a way to fucking put like tone indicators online, even in like live footage, because I don't think people understand. No, that's like very clearly me fucking cringing at Kamala Harris doing yet another. That's the clip that people are using. It was a different clip. They're clearly referring. Yeah, I thought it was a town hall clip where like it's very obvious what I'm laughing at there too. But at least I'm laughing in that one. Like, so what am I doing? Like, what the fuck? Oh my God. These people are like, oh, he's laughing at women being raped. And it's just like, no one looks at the context, myself included. And it turns out the real reason is because like people are either deliberately or without recognizing their own inability to grasp like tone are claiming that I'm laughing at something that I'm cringing at. That's crazy. It's like Fox News that wanted to do a fucking note and the journalist fucking hit me up and was like, what do you have to say to this? I got like an email. It was really funny. Hold on. I'm going to read this. I don't think they're even going to do a story on it, but if they do, I didn't even respond to them, but I find it really fucking funny regardless. They were like, before we publish, I wanted to ask Piker if you would like to comment on a joke he made during April 18th stream. At around 3:29, he joked that 9/11/2 would be so sick while discussing a potential civil nuclear agreement between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia. Here's a link to the stream. This could be seen as jokingly calling for another 9/11 terrorist attack. Does Piker have a response to this? And it's like, are you fucking stupid? I watched the clip. I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? I watched the clip and it's me being sarcastic, openly stating how fucking devastating it is that we are going back into a fucking nuclear armament agreement with Saudi Arabia. Like they literally are, they recognize that they're like, I'm saying it in a joking manner, as in like, I believe the opposite of this thing. Like, what are we doing? Is this journalism now? Is just like unrestricted neurodivergence and my inability to recognize tone and sarcasm is now officially just in writing as journalism. Like, what the fuck? What a brain broken fucking attitude. It's like very clear before or after. If you watch the fucking video, before or after, you understand my position is we shouldn't give Saudi Arabia fucking nukes, right? I was literally going, oh, it's going to be so sick. Yeah, let's give them nukes so they can do 9/11 too. That doesn't mean I'm in agreement with that. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's the opposite. And this is coming from the right, by the way. Remember. It's tough. Like, you literally just misinterpreted Tectone's tone. Yeah, that's crazy that I misinterpreted Tectone's tone when he was talking about why people would consider him to be a fucking anti-me, you know? Yeah. Where would that come from? You know what I mean? How would that have happened? How could we have developed this opinion, this attitude? You know? How, oh, how?
Here's the thing, though. Hasan wasn't laughing at them for being raped. He was laughing at that because there is little to no evidence that it actually happened. The evidence is incredibly sketchy. All of it comes exclusively from a few, very few, individual witness testimonies, most of which are highly inconsistent with later recountings of the same tale. None of these testimonies corroborate each other. There has never been any forensic evidence presented that corroborates any of them. Many of the people who give these testimonies have intimate links to the Israeli state. For example, they are from organizations like Zakat, which works very intimately with the Israeli state. Other testimonies only surfaced far later as part of carefully timed propaganda blitzes by the Israeli state. To put it simply, there is no evidence whatsoever that these testimonies are not simply made up, and they have been utilized by the Israeli state because they simply have no other corroborating evidence.
Yeah, like I was cringing at Kamala's go-to answer that is like a pre-canned fucking NPC-ass statement over and over again. In that situation, I wasn't even laughing. There are other clips out there of me like laughing because I correctly called out that Kamala Harris was going to have a dog shit response. But overall, it's crazy that they're just like that was the clip that they were going with. Maybe my opinion on the matter is that there was not systematic rape that occurred on October 7. There's no evidence to suggest that there was systematic rape that was Hamas directed, especially that occurred on October 7. And that I have maintained the position that there is a likelihood that sexual violence occurred which it does in most conflict across the board, especially considering that there were criminal elements that penetrated the Gaza boundary. Having said that, however, the only verifiable firsthand account of sexual assault has come from a Israeli hostage that was held hostage by Hamas, and that was post October 7. Having said that, however, that has not stopped every single person from routinely saying and repeating the byline of words without violence, or screams without words. Sorry, the New York Times piece that actually was so controversial that New York Times' own editorial board, its own internal staffers, got together, had a meeting, leaked aspects of the meeting to the media to say it did not meet the standards. It did not meet the actual journalistic standards of the New York Times. It was very compelling at the time, and it drove it created a narrative that these guys are like rapist, barbaric monsters or whatever. But ultimately, there are 2 videos of Hamas members being interrogated by Israel and admitted to raping one woman. Would you be willing to talk to Loner? He can be swayed. I like that you asked if I would talk to Lonerbox. He could be swayed, and then immediately fucking posted like a type of video that is so historically so clearly created for propaganda purposes that even Israelis don't usually believe it. Like, ask any fucking intelligent person that is even remotely aware of the famous Israeli interrogation videos, and you will understand that none of those fucking videos are real, and none of them actually would ever hold up in a court of law. Actually, those are direct war crimes happening there. Those are people that are offering testimony under duress. It's a very famous thing that Israel does, and it is, once again, a torture confession, which does not mean anything and is not valid in a fucking court of law. It's not only not valid in a court of law, it also quite literally is illegal to do under international law. No, Israelis totally believe it. What do you mean? Okay, fair. Maybe Israelis believe it. Yeah, those torture confessions, those torture interrogation videos also had Hamas militants after October 7, which we don't even know if they're fucking Hamas militants or not, saying, yes, we are just like ISIS. Yeah, Hamas is ISIS. It almost always corresponds to whatever the Israeli propaganda at the time was, because you remember post October 7, ever like Hamas is ISIS over and over again. And that was also what came out in the torture confession footage. None of that is actually admissible in a normal court, and as a matter of fact, it is a direct admission of or a direct recognition of a violation of international human rights.
And this is very weird, given that the Israelis have a ton of video footage of October 7th, yet on this one point, which their propaganda has been harping on, they have nothing.
It's so old school. Edward Said has like a famous point about it. Israelis joke about those videos. I feel like even many Israelis know it's just torture. Yeah, because the main purpose of it is not actually arriving at a truth or anything. The main purpose of it is literally to journals and professors call on New York Times to review the October 7 report. A major investigative report into sexual violence and the Hamas attack on Israel has drawn criticism inside and outside the newspaper. Yeah. So when I criticize the New York Times for doing a piss poor job of something that is incredibly important, something that they must not get wrong, okay? This is some serious accusations. Historically speaking, it's like, it is a classic case of like the colonial entity saying that the people that we're dominating and destroying deserve it because they're barbaric monsters. It's a way to vilify and dehumanize all people that deserve to be subjugated. It's, manifest destiny narratives, obviously. And in a moment like that, in a crisis moment like this, especially when so many real atrocities did occur on October 7, the fact that like instead of choosing to make an accurate assessment, of the situation on the ground, instead of just like doing a propaganda piece that says like, Palestinians are all rapist monsters, and all of the Palestinian resistance groups are all rapist monsters and shit, in an effort to justify the death and destruction that came afterwards is quite disgusting from the paper of record, the Gray Lady, the New York Times.
So Hasan was not laughing at the rape of Jewish women there. And by the way, he did say Jewish in the original video. I have it grilled into my head because he does this all the time. People like him do this all the time. They always emphasize the Jewishness of Israeli people. They always want to paint it as if the only reason why anyone would do anything to an Israeli for any reason is just because of their Jewish identity and nothing else. Of course, in order to dishonestly frame opponents of Israel as anti-Semitic. But the point is, Hasan was laughing because there is little to no evidence for that claim, and it is a core part of the Israeli genocide justifying propaganda. They use it constantly.
Which is also silly, for the record, because another thing that I have famously said is that, like, sexual violence occurring on October 7 does not make the Israeli genocide of all Palestinians appropriate. Like, there is no justification for genocide. So the notion that these are all rapist monsters, they need to be fucking dominated, is an insane one, is an insanely racist perspective.
Constantly to justify the genocide in Gaza, to kill those kids who got shot in the head. Meanwhile, the evidence of Palestinians being mass raped in Israeli concentration camps, in comparison, is so much better. There's so much more of it that it's honestly a joke to even compare the two. Not only are there multiple witnesses who corroborate the same events, but Israel itself actually acknowledged what was happening. Israelis held pro-rape rallies because they thought the rape was actually good. Israeli politicians talked about how the people who were raped deserved it openly. And despite the fact this happened in,
yeah, there's a fucking video footage of it too. That's like what's so insane about
concentration camp, a prison. We have video evidence of it. Like literally, it was filmed and we have the video of it. Compare that to the claims of rape on October 7th. There are 5 or 6 different people who all claim that they were there and that they saw Hamas raping someone. None of their stories corroborate each other, and there is no more evidence that corroborates any of their claims. It's just, I swear I saw this. I swear I saw this thing that is extremely convenient to the propaganda narrative that my country is trying to push to justify a genocide. Do you see the difference in quality here? Do you see how these things are not comparable at all? I would hope so. I mean, we have video evidence of Palestinian prisoners being raped with metal rods in an Israeli concentration camp. Somehow, someone smuggled this video out and got it to the media to be disseminated. Yet there is no video evidence of any single rape on October 7th, despite the barriers to providing it being nowhere near as stringent. Oh, and by the way, people like Lonerbox like to cite a UN report into sexual violence on October 7th.
This report, we went through it piece by piece, and even the report itself openly admitted that they did not actually collect evidence. They simply looked at the information that was readily available. A lot of that was rehashing. The things that were reported on the New York Times Screams Without Words piece, the article. There was one instance from that report. There was one instance in that report that said that there was direct firsthand testimony, but Pramila Patton, the UN Special Envoy on Sexual Violence in Conflict, also personally recognized that she had not collected any of this evidence herself,
information from
or even gotten any evidence
sources
directly
that I cannot disclose for confidentiality reasons. That there is a handful of survivors who are unfortunately not willing to speak out. They are
just a heads up. Reactions is going to get you canceled with this narcissism. Clean house. What?
undergoing very specialized trauma treatment and are very disoriented. Although
there is definitely, in the UN report, there's one instance. I don't know what BadEmpanada is going to say, but there is one instance that is not even at your house, stupid chatter. I don't even know what the fuck that chatter is saying.
7th and in Gaza since then, and that report concluded that it was likely that at least one instance of rape by Palestinian militants of an Israeli occurred on that day. It concluded that, however, based on nothing but the same 5 or 6 witness testimonies that I mentioned. So it came to a very strong conclusion based on almost no evidence. It's super problematic and basically just exists to attempt to give some legitimacy to the flailing Israeli mass rape narrative. That narrative started out as Hamas systemic mass rape and then ended with this UN report which concludes that, maybe rape happened if you squint a bit and you take very questionable eyewitness testimony with no corroborating evidence at its word. For one, it was not a real investigative report. Israel has a policy of not allowing real third-party investigations into October 7th.
This part is also correct, whether you agree or disagree with BadEmpanada. Like, Israel was very resistant to a UN report, and the original forensic investigation that was supposed to be conducted was very openly ruined by the organizations that were supposed to take care of the bodies. So this is a separate controversy in Israel. This was literally a separate controversy that took place in Israel, including, but not limited to, Zakat, the organization, and the many different issues. But having said all of that, like I said, there is, Israel also forbids doctors from speaking to UN group investigating October 7 atrocities. But having said that, there was there's one instance of a firsthand testimony that was given to Pramila Patton of a hostage that was assaulted sexually.
So all that the people involved in this did is they went around Israel interviewing people, being sort of chaperoned around by the Israeli government, and the only real evidence that they considered to come to that conclusion were a few testimonies. So nothing but individual witness reports. It is an extremely low standard of evidence, given that no one can even name who the rape victims were. There has never been any forensic evidence to corroborate any of this. No photos, no video, and many of the witness statements are clearly coming from unreliable sources, and that there is a clear incentive by the Israeli state to spread such testimonies as much as possible, given that they are committing genocide and they clearly believe that rape on October 7th is good for their propaganda to justify it. None of these people would accept a single Palestinian saying they saw something happen when there was no forensic evidence of it happening, no photo, no video of it happening, no other witnesses who saw that specific event happening, yet they're willing to accept the idea that there was mass rape on October 7th, despite that not even being backed up by these testimonies, and despite even the individual instances that are attested to in these testimonies not being backed up by anything else. So yeah, it is just really a crock of shit, and the double standard really lays bare that all they want to do is justify genocide in any which way. It's not actually about getting to the truth or whatever. It's not actually about being the one enlightened centrist in the room who's critically analyzing both sides equally. It is about justifying genocide. It is about accepting atrocity propaganda from one side uncritically and doing everything possible to deny, downplay, and apologize for the atrocities committed against the victim population.
Come on, dog. Okay, this isn't from months ago. It's from today. Here's a song playing propaganda for a U.S. designated state-sponsored terrorist org. There isn't any fucking questions about this. Will Dan Clancy let us play ISIS songs? Yeah, dude. Ia-Cha is the same as fucking ISIS, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Like, dude, you are out of your fucking mind. I'm done, dude. I fucking hope Twitch bans me for this. I'm fucking so done. Like, yeah, dude, you're right. The fucking official DPRK, like a state in and of itself, like me playing Trolima on the Wing is akin to playing ISIS music videos. Please get the fuck out of your goddamn hug box, dude. Holy shit. It's muted in the broadcast. It's probably copyrighted. That's why. Jesus Christ, dude. What a fucking... This is the problem. Okay? This is the fucking problem. This is like... You're out of your fucking mind. Okay? Yeah. Last time I checked, ISIS doesn't have an emoji. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is a nation state, dude. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't like it. Yeah, I play the USSR anthem as well, dude. He's gonna be like, yo, look at this. Like, here, it's akin to doing this, okay? It's akin to saying that this is a terrorism propaganda. Like, playing the fucking USSR anthem. He's doing terrorism propaganda, guys. Fuck, holy shit. It's on fucking Spotify, you dildo. We're joking, but Twitch capitulates to them unironically. I know, dude. It is fucking ridiculous. Yeah. No, don't worry. I'm apolitical now. These people are also bitching about free speech. Anyway, MAGA communism, baby. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna go to Alveus soon. So I wanted to finish the BadEmpanada video, but I'll talk about. I'm sorry, we're surrounded by idiots and fake patriots. This all happens because they're straight up lie and never get punished. No, they're also utilizing the silliness. Like, they're utilizing what is vague, okay, about these boundaries, these guidelines. And they're also using Twitch's insistence, which I agree with, by the way. This is part of what I'm about to say. Twitch's insistence on having a rigorous and thorough application of its terms of service against Twitch. Like, there is no other world in which this would be. Like, no one on fucking YouTube is being like, you got to ban this guy. They're fucking playing the song that is also on YouTube, right? It is so annoying because it is one of those instances where, like, a lot of people don't think about it. They don't think about it at all. They'll just go, oh, I guess I don't understand it. You fell off, you clown. Thanks, big potato head. Hopefully one day your favorite content creator will fall off into, my fall off, okay? Maybe he'll fall on. I saw people in chat telling you to go back to your country when you said you didn't know the national anthem. Yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff is like super fucking permissible. Okay? That kind of stuff is like very, it's very much allowed. Yeah. Free speech warriors. Yeah, it's the same exact. Did you know they're going after a senior Twitch employee for tweeting that she doesn't support genocide? You're putting your own employees at risk of being targeted. You're feeding the Twitch trolls. Good job. Yeah. It's so fucking annoying. Anyway. These latest attacks are absolutely unhinged. Do you have a contingency plan if they manage to get you permabanned? Yeah, I'll just go on fucking YouTube. Who cares? Like, we'll figure it out. That's not an issue. Like, that's not an issue at all. Okay. I've never seen anyone ever satisfy the ADL. They're just gonna go until they see. They just keep going until they sense blood in the water. You're way better off just ignoring them and trying to meet them halfway. Can anyone at Twitch explain why the term Zionist is offensive? No, this is just dumb, hyper-reactive ass covering. They don't even know why they're singling out that word in particular. They foolishly think it'll make these extortionists go away. And it's not even the ADL. The ADL is just like being used as a weapon in this situation. You know? The irony, of course, is like every time Twitch does something, because they are the legitimate institution, D&E won't allow going to YouTube. What do you mean won't allow? What do they mean won't allow? The problem here is that Twitch is in a unique predicament because, like, while these are cynical attempts of brigading, if they don't take action against it, right, they're worried that, like, advertisers and maybe Amazon will get pissed, right? So I get that aspect of it as well. I understand that as well, right? That is the reality of the matter. You're collecting haters from every letter of the alphabet. It's true. I'm already on YouTube. Ask the Onion to give you Infowars. Okay, everybody shut up. Yeah, Tyler Hitler Vera is on YouTube. What are we talking about? To be fair, though, YouTube would probably ban me before they ban Tyler Hitler Vera. Like, that is also the other unfortunate reality. And I'll figure out a fucking way. I'm not getting banned on Twitch either. I don't think so. I have not given them any good reason to fucking ban me. That's crazy. I play by the rules. Every single thing that people have said, every single hateful, cynical thing that people have said about me is the exact opposite. Like, it's crazy. And the shit that is correct, like, oh, Hasan is too critical of America. He hates America. Why doesn't he leave? It's like, yeah, dude, that's not, you know, I want America to be better. I live here. You know what I mean? I pay taxes. It's crazy that these guys are just like, why won't they ban this guy? I don't like him. I don't like him. Tell him to go away. Tell him to go away. It's like, don't worry, baby. I'm apolitical. Okay? I'm apolitical as fuck, dog. Come on. Come on now.